Imagine being 70 years old, having more money than you could ever spend, yet living in a house that feels painfully empty. No children, no laughter, no one asking, "Are you okay, Dad?" Tonight's story is not just about a burglary. It is a story about greed, loneliness, and a decision that destroyed an entire life. Watch till the end, because the final message might change the way you see money and choices. The Lonely Millionaire. Arthur Whitmore was a well-known businessman in the outskirts of London. At 70 years old, he had everything people dream of: a large estate, luxury cars, and bank accounts filled beyond imagination. But Arthur had no children. He and his wife, Margaret, tried for years. Doctors, treatments, prayers. Nothing worked. Margaret used to say softly, "Maybe our purpose is something else." 5 years ago, Margaret passed away in her sleep. That night, Arthur's world became silent. The mansion that once echoed with conversation turned into a building full of memories and emptiness. A house full of silence. Every evening, Arthur sat alone in his study, staring at an old photograph of Margaret. "I built an empire," he would whisper, "but I forgot to build a life." Staff came during the day, security guarded the gates, but at night, Arthur was completely alone. He locked every door himself, he checked every window, and then he went upstairs to sleep, unaware that one night would change everything. The Man from the Shadows. Across the city lived a young man named Daniel Cross. Daniel grew up surrounded by poverty and crime. His father was imprisoned for theft and never returned home. Daniel believed the world was unfair. The rich hoard money, he told himself. If I take some, I'm only balancing things. That belief slowly turned into greed. Through rumours and careless talk, Daniel learnt about an elderly millionaire living alone in a massive house. That night, temptation won. The break-in. The city slept. Under the cover of darkness, Daniel climbed over the estate wall. No noise, no hesitation. He forced a window open and entered the house quietly. Inside, he found exactly what he expected: cash, jewellery, documents worth a fortune. His hands trembled as he filled his bag. "This will change my life," he thought. But just as he turned to leave, the old man awakes. Upstairs, Arthur woke suddenly. A sound. Faint, but wrong. Years of living alone had sharpened his instincts. He grabbed his walking stick and slowly made his way downstairs. His heart pounded. Then he saw him, a stranger, inside his home, holding his life's earnings. Face to face. "Stop right there," Arthur's voice echoed through the hall. Daniel froze. Before he could react, Arthur rushed forward with surprising strength and grabbed him. Daniel struggled, panicked, desperate. Arthur held on and pressed the emergency call button. Immediate justice. Police arrived within minutes. This time, there was no delay. Daniel was pinned to the floor, handcuffed, and taken away. At the station, the evidence was undeniable. In court, the verdict was swift: life imprisonment. Daniel broke down. One night of greed had erased every tomorrow. After the trial, Arthur personally visited the police station. "Thank you," he said quietly. "You didn't just protect my property, you protected my life." The officers nodded. But when Arthur returned home, the house was still silent. A moment of realization. That night, Arthur couldn't sleep. He thought of Daniel, a young man, a ruined future. Arthur realized something painful. Money had protected him, but it had never given him purpose. The next morning, Arthur contacted a charity supporting troubled youth. For the first time in years, he felt something different. Peace. Final message. Moral. Daniel chose greed and lost his freedom forever. Arthur chose reflection and found meaning in the final chapter of his life. Moral of the story: never do something today that will force you to regret it for the rest of your life. Money can buy comfort, but choices decide your future.